Today, while browsing Twitter, I was reminded of this cesspool degenerate website of pure, disgusting, pathetic opinions, and this post in particular reminded me of something. So, I saw a Twitter post saying that Red Dead Redemption 1 has better cloth physics than the newly released 007 First Light game, and I haven't really played it yet myself, but from everything I've seen, it's very good. It's a Game of the Year contender even, with the amount of content in it. So, going back, this post claims that Red Dead Redemption 1 has better physics, and it shows this comparison between the two where Red Dead Redemption has this really cool physics on the cloth, which no one really cares about if all you really want to do is have fun. And they show that on the First Light you clip through the cloth. And this just reminded me of something that I genuinely fucking hate ever since I got into the gaming community. So Rockstar has this really loyal, brain-dead fan base that compares every single one of their games to the other games in terms of the physics. I would like to remind you guys that it's two different engines here at play. And most of the shit they compare is really one of the things that you never really bat an eye over. Like, you don't look at those tits when fucking. I mean, you play the game and you focus on the story, how the gameplay feels, how good it is, unless there's bugs, of course. But then again, the comparisons here, the ones that always get used, I remember this ever since 2018 or something, it really boomed in the era of Cyberpunk when that game released. I know it had a lot of bugs, but it generated all these content clip arm channels that just love to compare physics in different games. But then again, no one fucking cares about that, except, I don't know, I guess what I can get from this small bubble of community here that loves to compare physics in different games instead of actually how fun the game is and how bug free it is that I don't really think they play the games, you know? I'll play the devil's advocate here because I've never heard this said before by anyone. I think people that compare physics of two different games have never really played the games at all. So they consume media through the internet or YouTube by looking at how good the physics is. That's why there are a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 fans that just glaze the fuck out of the game. Now, I played Red Dead Redemption 2. I finished it last month. I had a lot of fun finishing through the story. It told a really great story, but this is common knowledge at this point. Sure, the physics is really good and everything about the game, the world feels, alive, but I just want to say, if you look at the gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 2, it's fucking trash. It's boring. It doesn't innovate on anything. For example, I played Max Payne 1 and 2. I finished both of those games a few days ago, and those, for their age, are really, really good. They have the action shooter nailed down to the T. They are a very good game that made a really fun third-person shooter, and every game by Rockstar, especially, should strive to be like that. But no, they didn't do anything about that in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, this is going to lead into my other point, which is a missing context between the two. So people like this, like these Rockstar fans who probably never played the games anyway, they love to compare the physics in two different games and two different engines, claiming that the developers are cutting corners, they should focus on this, the linen, the fabric of the panties on this hanging line should be very high quality and has cloth physics when you walk into them and, stiff them, fucking steal them from the line, whatever. But the thing is, Red Dead Redemption 2, which they love to use as an example, is a game about realism. It's one of the main focuses of that game is realism. So, the game starts and you are put into this camp, you manage the camp, you eat, there's fucking course, for fuck's sakes, you clean the horse, everything about it is centered in realism. Like one of the most favorite examples in that game that nails the feel they're going for is the realism again. Whenever you loot a dead body or you take cans from a fucking house, Arthur takes up like fucking 15 seconds looking into each can before he puts them into his pockets. Like, he looks at the can, he looks at the label, he looks at the fucking expiration date and everything. He even looks inside if it's still fresh. before taking the said loot. And he does that too when looting dead bodies. He touches the fucking bulge of the dead guy and the pockets and everything. He checks on it, every single pocket of the NPC. Basically, you know, realism. Yeah, that is the main point, the main selling point of Red Dead Redemption 2. I would say it's a very unfair thing to compare to something like 007 First Light, which is, as far as I know, a game focused on action shooters. It is focused on combat, you know, being an agent, an MI6 agent, you know, shooting and all. That's why it's way better in every single one of those aspects. That is exactly why Red Dead Redemption 2 lost against God of War in 2019. It's because the game is not gameplay focused. It's more on realism, and the gameplay is just not fun. It's very dated. Anyway, I've rambled on too long about this bullshit. I just really hate when people compare this. They turn it into a content farm every single time a new game comes out. You need to see the water physics in this game. It's so fucking good. But is it better than Red Dead Redemption 2 or something? It's just brain dead idiots. It's basically that joke about, but can he beat Goku though all over again? Except it's a parasite in the gaming industry because they just love to take the piss on the new games when even it's a good game. They just find ways to insult it because the physics are lacking or something when it's not even the main focus of it. You want to see good physics? Play a fucking life simulation game like Red Dead, you know? But if you just want to go and have fun, you can enjoy it without comparing the fucking physics on a game. That's just what I wanted to talk about. I'm really just tired of this bullshit going on everywhere with the comparisons and all. And one last thing I'd like to say, you know, this constant comparisons of physics in a video game has led to these god-awful companies listening to these fans that don't even play the games, just love to compare physics, which makes them continue to push on making games absolutely fucking bloated because they want every single texture, every single pore of the main character and every NPC visible. They don't optimize anymore. Because of you guys, yes, I'm talking to the comparison guys, we don't get good things anymore, like GTA 5 being optimized enough to be able to play on PS3, which I remember finishing. No, we don't do that anymore in the gaming industry. They just focus on realism, HD textures. They don't do stylized graphics anymore. That's why I mainly prefer indie games at this day and age, and, you know, old games too every once in a while. Anyway, thank you for listening to this rant. I just wanted to talk about this stupid shit that the Rockstar fanboys have always been doing in every single game. I just wanted to give my 2 cents about it. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about.